You're going to have trouble finding me for a while.
I know. Well, I'm getting ahead of the game on that. And we got enough built up. We'll be good.
Good.
All right. Well, welcome.
Here we go again.
You got it. Absolutely.
I've got a new person might be looking at our movies.
Okay. Well, you're building our audience. That's a good thing. We need that.
I got people,
all across the world, really.
All
you
across
got friends
the world
from everywhere.
Want to see me on the screen here. So.
Well, I don't really blame them, you know.
There you go. Anyhow, what do you got for me?
Well, today we're moving away from zombies for a little while.
Oh, good. Yeah,
no more gut chomping, you know. But
yeah, okay. Well, get hungry right now.
Yep. It's all not quite dinner yet. We're gonna do a comedy today, so yeah. And we're going to the 90s. This is we're gonna do a movie called The Truman Show.
The which?
Truman Show.
Truman, like Truman Capote?
Truman, yep, you got it. Like Truman? A person's name. It's not Truman Capote, but yeah, it's a man's name. And this one stars Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
he's
probably
Canadian. That's okay.
Yeah, you know, that's a bonus.
I taught him a few things.
Yeah. Well, you'll see how he does. You'll see if he can pull off the things you taught him.
I won't admit it. If it bombs and I don't like the show, I had nothing to do with it.
No, it was not your training that caused that. That's for sure.
No, if he did, he wasn't listening.
But if it's great, then obviously...
Well, I did well.
I know, right?
Yeah,
so it's a comedy. It's... He started out in he started out in Living Color, and he did stand up, and he did in Living Color, and then he did a bunch of movies, and they were very goofy. Very, very goofy comedy. And for whatever reason, I guess a lot of comedians end up doing this. He was more interested in more serious roles. And this is a comedy, but it sort of starts to bridge that gap a little bit between drama and comedy.
Right.
Which, I mean, in this case, really, really works. And sometimes it does. I mean, Robin Williams won an Oscar for Good Will Hunting. And, you know, so, I mean, comedic...
From Russia...
From Russia with Love?
Yeah.
That's Sean Connery. I don't know what you're talking.
What's he doing in... wasn't Robin Williams in a Russian...
Oh, Moscow on the Hudson.
That's it. See? There you go.
He's doing his best.
I got the country right.
Well, he makes a good Russian. He can grow a beard. I mean, that's all you need to look Russian.
I guess so.
Sorry, Russian people.
Yeah, right. Well, this is going to be interesting because Judy did not like Jim Carrey.
What did she see him in?
I just didn't like him.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, he's had some odd takes recently. Like there's some stuff that
a long time ago.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah. Anyhow.
All right. Well, you got your hearing aid ready?
Gotta put a battery in it.
All right. Well, let's do that. All right, Truman Show. Let's go.
He was a real guy, eh?
No, you'll see why they're doing that in a second.
Oh.
Is that how rain works?
Wow.
Stop! Out of the way! Stop it! Fiji. We're moving to Fiji. Fiji?
That's where Fiji comes from then, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Sylvia! Hey!
Where did Sylvia come from?
That's what she said her name was.
I thought the thing on the thing said Laura or something.
Lauren, yeah.
Countdown to action.
I fixed it.
Okay, he's making his turn onto Lancaster Square.
Yes, he is.
Something's wrong. Change frequencies.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't even flinch.
Here's us at Mount Rushmore. Do you remember Truman when Dad was still with us?
Mount Rushmore.
And there'll be another episode of I Love Lucy, same time tomorrow. Tonight we present the enduring, much-loved classic, Show Me the Way to Go Home. I give a praise to small-town life.
Not sure what he saw.
No. I thought it was an emerald bracelet or something, but I don't know.
Oh, could be.
The color wasn't there, though.
Fiji?
You got it.
Fine, I will, I'll tell her.
Grinding gears or something.
Yeah, not very good at driving, apparently. Oh, we just...
Everybody on.
There it is! There it is! There's the dented beetle! Yes! I'm ready to go now. Why wait? Early bird gathers no moss. Rolling stone catches the worm, right?
Where are we going?
I don't really know. I guess I'm being spontaneous. Somebody help me! I'm being spontaneous! What's New Orleans like this time of year? Mardi Gras! Woo! Give me your hand. Sweetie. Drive.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do?
No, ma'am. Thank you for your help. You're welcome, Truman.
They have a net.
Dice me, slice me, or peel me. There's so many choices.
All right, so you know what's going on.
Yeah,
Do you know what's going on right now?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. It's a movie, isn't it?
TV show.
Oh, TV show, okay.
Yeah.
Were there for his birth.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to be an explorer, like the great Magellan.
Oh, you're too late. There's really nothing left to explore.
He must still be
Get
on the
Marlon
road.
over there.
Right away.
Dig out of his own basement.
Cut transmission.
Cut transmission? Cut it!
Jesus, God in heaven.
What the hell?
He has the world's most recognizable face. He can't disappear.
Well, if he didn't know something was weird before, he's gonna know it's weird now.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes early.
Mouse is at first positions, okay? Thank you. Everyone's at first positions, right?
Come on, get it moving. Get it out of here.
Same guy that tries the bus driver?
Yeah, they don't know how to drive any of these things. They're actors.
Yes.
We're going to be accessing the weather program.
The whole world is watching. We can't let him die in front of a live audience. He was born in front of a live audience. Increase the wind. Increase the wind!
Doesn't look like you're gonna make Tahiti then.
Yeah, you know.
Come up against the wall there.
He found a certain truth, though. If he was looking for the truth of his world, he kind of found it there.
Yeah.
I know you better than you know yourself.
You never had a camera in my head.
Say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
No, I'm okay.
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else.
Where's the TV guy?
Where's the TV guy? Well, that was The Truman Show.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So pop quiz. You're the pop. Here's your quiz. This is a pretty easy one because we talked
keep
about
saying that, and I don't get it.
This is not.
I want
factual.
that edited out.
So I just want to know when you figured it out. When you figured out that they were on a show, like if you've seen it already.
About the time when we said it.
Yeah, I thought so because they drop little hints. Like you can see people watching the show, the security guards
I could see
and the bar.
And there was also a screen that
Yeah.
that made me suspicious.
But it doesn't yeah. And what did you think it was going on before that? Like you must have thought something obviously was going on.
Just weird.
You think it was like aliens, or?
Well, I just thought it was a chaotic situation, and I didn't even know if it was real.
Yeah, well, and it turns out it wasn't. So there you go.
I guess not. Yeah.
Wasn't aliens though either.
In fact, I really didn't like the beginning of the show.
Oh, sure, okay. So when he was just like a guy living his life, or him, or the movie?
Just to him.
Oh, you didn't like him at the beginning?
No, I didn't like the character.
A little too weird, or a little
too... a little bit Jim Carney.
Well, he didn't do too much of that. He did a lot of that when he was... Well, there you go. Maybe you and Judy agree on that.
I got it from a very good source.
That's exactly right. Yeah, he didn't... I felt like he wasn't too over the top until the scene where he starts doing the oval around and around.
There's a few.
And I thought that worked out okay. That made sense to me.
Bad,
like he was losing it, which is fine.
Oh yeah,
right? He was. Things were going crazy, and he was going crazy with them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So I kind of, when I watch that movie, every time I think about it, it's like, I wonder what happens next. Like, he's obviously going to be...
Well, he left.
Yeah, I get that. He's going to be famous, but I mean, he doesn't have, other than fame, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a home. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have anything to go to. Hopefully, I mean, I assume he gets paid. Some kind of money comes to him based on this show, even if he has to go to a lawyer to get it, right?
He might just end up in Fiji.
Well, I hope so. I hope he ends up with
lots
Sylvia,
of money.
right? Yeah,
I'm out of here.
He could buy some Fiji for the amount of money that show must have made based on his name, right?
He's going to live his own life now.
Well,
he's breaking away from whatever that guy's name was.
Christoph.
Christoph, yeah. And Christoph, you could see, was pretty shaken. When he
Yeah.
went through that door, he knew.
He thought he knew him. He thought he wasn't going to go through. Christoph thought he had it figured out.
You bet.
Yeah, it predates like the wave of reality television that came in like the 2000s. Because that one's like late 90s.
Yeah,
but it has a bit of that to it for sure. Just a little bit of that sort of I don't know, like a prescience, a prescience. So it knew ahead of time a little bit about what reality TV was going to be to a degree. There's another movie that had the same plot.
I thought it was more of a spoof or something.
You think so? Well, definitely some of that for sure. But I mean, it wasn't spoofing reality television because it didn't exist yet, right?
No, but spoofing people taking pictures of you and following you. And I don't know, maybe that was the, what was that show they used to have? Where they used to film you.
Oh, like Candid Camera.
Yeah.
That
was in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, and earlier, obviously.
Yeah,
no, that's true.
Anyways, true. I don't know why they. maybe it was just a guy came up with this neat story.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, the plot borrows from, and not intentionally, I'm sure, but it borrows from an old Paul Bartel movie called Secret Cinema, about this woman who walks into a cinema and sees that they've been recording her life and they're laughing at her. And they actually remade that. He remade that as an episode of Amazing Stories in the 80s. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something that people have thought about before.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's elements of sort of, I don't know, like Christian religion in there a little bit, not, but in the sense of like Christoph being God,
yeah,
and like him making a choice, right, having free will at the end, and that sort of.
Yeah, there was a few of those.
Yeah,
plots in there. Yeah,
and I could sort of see an analogy towards like homosexuality a little bit. Well, not in any of, but like the idea that the world that he lived in, this perfect world, was very 50s.
Oh, yeah, it was that.
Yeah, and I feel like, and he was forced to hide his love, which to me sort of, because he couldn't love that woman that he wanted to love. Now, obviously, it was portrayed in a heterosexual way, but like the idea of a 50s world where you can't love who you want to love felt like it was an analogy. Hey,
so you're way deep thinking I am. I just thought I was watching a 1950 sitcom.
I just feel like, and especially back in the 90s, because we're more aware of and open to ideas like that now, but I feel like in the 90s they would have had to like not be as open about it, and in the 50s of
they
course,
were so undercover I didn't even catch it.
The plot itself I thought was pretty fun though. I enjoyed the plot of the movie. I liked the way that it played out, and I think not knowing what it even the first time I saw it, I knew he was on a reality show. Like I knew that before I watched the movie. I almost mentioned it to you, but I thought it would be better for you going in if you didn't. And obviously you didn't like, you said you didn't like him at the beginning.
Yeah.
How did you find the movie? Did you enjoy the way it was setting up there, the plot, with you not?
Yeah, once they got into that, more into the plot, then the movie kind of leveled off, and then I think I started to realize there's something different here.
Yeah.
With the screen, and I said, well, okay, they're filming this, but what's the idea of it? What's going on? And then it comes clear as it goes through. But,
yeah, and then it's not like so much a twist, but it definitely is like sort of a very grand reveal. Like they definitely solidify everything. Yes, he was adopted by a studio. He was on this show since he was a baby.
Yeah.
I gotta think that the other people in the show, their lives must have sucked too. Like, I mean, they knew
were all actors,
but they were there. Like, if you look at his best friend and his wife, at least they had to be there the whole time. Like, their lives were they knew what was going on. The only difference between them and him was they knew what was going on. His wife probably never got to leave because she slept in bed with him, right?
Yeah.
And then his friend there, he maybe got to go home at night, but I mean, he didn't seem like it because he had to show up quick when things happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were essentially captured by this show the same way he was.
But they would have had to age too then.
Well, they
must have been. They came in later.
A little bit later.
The whole group, well, they were all adults.
Well, they were when we saw them, but the show had been on the air for 30 years. Well, and his buddy Marlon said
what they say.
Well, okay, but no.
Because it's a show, it's not real.
Well, I get that. I get that they're not. But in the terms of the movie they were presenting and the story they were presenting, he had been on television and they'd seen him walk his first walk. It had been on air for 30 years without stop. And Marlon, his best friend, said they'd been friends since they were 7.
Yeah.
So that means that Marlon had been on the show for 23 years.
Probably, yeah.
23 years. And so the point where he was talking about how there were things he wanted to do with his life and he didn't get to do, right? When they were sitting there, obviously that's true, because there was a bunch of stuff like he did.
Well, he's a very good, no, I guess not. I was going to say he's a very good actor, but then, what's his name, Truman would have had to say, well, would have realized he had been there, but maybe, I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is they talked about him getting pneumonia at one point and being out of school for a month. And I'm wondering if, I don't know, like anything could have happened there. They could have switched out the actors if they wanted to. I mean, obviously Truman would have noticed the difference, but if he was young enough, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. It was one of those that's like it almost sounds like the only break that he ever got. Oh, and he used to deliver for the chicken company, and like it didn't sound like he went very far away though. No. So I mean, even if he did
never left the island.
Yeah, well, Truman never did. Holy moly! Yeah. I like the scene where he was crossing the bridge though. He gets her to hold the wheel and just closes his eyes.
Yeah.
It's like those people who, what is it? You hold your breath when you go through a tunnel, right? Some people do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Reminded me
what
of
about
that.
through the fire, maybe too?
Yeah, the fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got to have some adventure, even though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but I didn't get the impression that he was really felt like he missed anything until he wanted to get out and travel.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't talk about his youth being nothing.
No, but he did talk about, they showed a shot of him in his youth, and he wanted to be an adventurer, right? Like he wanted to be like Magellan, an explorer. He couldn't do that. So certainly the things that he wanted to do, he could.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and me, Morty. I never go back to the carpet store.
It's like
at that age, there's lots of dreaming too.
Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, if he couldn't even leave the island, he didn't get much in the way of adventure, right? I feel like it's one of those nature versus nurture things. Like if they could have picked the perfect kid for this show, they would have picked someone who they would have wanted to stay in the town, right? Like and wouldn't have had any dreams of going further with their life. But they didn't get that. They got Truman, who they had to, kill his dad off and drown his dad to make him afraid of water.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, he would have left the island. He would have been out of there, right? I mean, and who could blame him? It's as nice as a place as it was, in a way, it certainly wasn't, the best place in the world.
Yeah, I guess so. I keep going to that not being real.
Yeah.
And to the part that is real, or the filming part of it, and some of it I wonder if they just make it up to make the story, to make the film even better than the real film.
Okay, so you think that some of the stuff when he was a kid, like they might not have been him, kind of?
Yeah, it might not even happen.
Okay. Well, in the movie, though,
because if they're making a movie, eh?
Yeah,
and they're gonna make a movie,
yeah,
you're not gonna start at 30 years ago, I don't think.
Not the movie, no, obviously.
That's what they're supposed to be doing.
But they made a TV show, and the TV show said it's been on air for 10. I know that. I know the movie's not real, but I'm talking about in terms of in the world of the movies.
About this
you think in the movie, the TV show? You think that the TV show wasn't on air for as long as they said it was?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I think like they have the counter on the top of that one TV
10,
in that bar,
yeah,
named after Truman, right? The Truman Bar. No, I think in the world of this movie, that show has been on the air the whole time.
Okay,
they could have manipulated things for sure. Like they killed off the dad. They kind of at the beginning, the guys are like, "Oh yeah, it's real. We film it. It's real."
Yeah.
But that's not true. They definitely manipulated it, which is very much what a reality show, a documentary, anything does as well.
Yeah.
But I think in the context of the show,
I'll go along with that.
All right. Yeah.
Barely.
I was,
because I'm not yeah, okay.
You're not a seasoned film watcher who
Absolutely
might have,
not.
But you know what? And I like a movie that could have an ambiguity like that, but I don't think this one does. I like the idea where
everything they said happened.
I think
years,
so.
And what we saw with the last year of it, 2 years of it,
less than that. Probably like a month, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And some of it was brought up as
Yeah.
They show the highlights of them walking in the sand.
Exactly, right?
Okay.
Which you can do when you've got a TV show and they film stuff and
for
showing
30
stuff.
years.
And they talked about having a best of tape, right? That the bar people talked about having a best of tape that included, you know, stuff like from that were in the flashbacks as well. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Must have been a lot of boring episodes though. Like, I mean, as much as you like, you know, as much as my life is great and all that or whatever, I don't want to, you know, I wouldn't want to watch everybody's life every moment forever.
No.
Like just, you know, walking down the street.
I wonder how many people were involved in the watching and, you know, what were the rest of the people doing that weren't part of it?
It was worldwide in terms of the viewing audience, right? Yeah, they showed the Japanese family.
Yeah, that's true. But what I mean, though, is theory, that's got to be a 24/7 hour. What are the other people that are not involved in either watching or acting in the world? Where are they?
Well, that's a good question because, I mean, this is obviously a fantasy world. Like, it's not something that started in this world, starts today and runs for 30 years. It started 30 years before the movie started. Like, there's nothing that indicates it's some future world. No, so, I mean, there's definitely a bunch of people who are living normal lives and don't care about the show. And then there's the protesters, like the girl that he fell in love with was like an anti-Truman Show protester, right? She had a bunch of posters and, you know, about the ideas. And obviously, like, corporations can't adopt children, luckily.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that
Thank
one.
goodness. Holy moly, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite lines.
Right. Jeff Bezos would have 1 million little kids working in his factory. Holy moly.
They did that in the back in the Industrial Revolution.
That's true. That's true. They just didn't adopt the kids, so they didn't even have responsibility for them.
I think they stole them.
Yeah, well, they
enslaved them, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I don't know. There's not too much more to say. I think I just wanted to clear up the idea. So you didn't like Truman himself at the beginning. He seemed very
too bizarre.
Yeah. Okay. Just like
off the wall a little bit.
Yeah.
And it didn't,
But you came to like him more as a character later on.
Well, because it got a little less,
goofy.
Jim Carrey. Got a little less Carrey.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, well, before we vote, anything else we need to say about it?
I can't think of anything, no. No, it did keep my interest. Slow start, a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
And then boom, yeah.
I think it was weird enough at the beginning, like from a perspective, if you don't know what's going on.
That's it.
It's weird enough at the beginning that it kind of keeps you interested in the mystery of it. And when you've seen it a few times, it's nice to see all the little clues, like that light dropping from the sky, right?
Yeah.
And like everything that happens that's weird, there's always a newspaper headline explaining it away the next morning.
Yeah.
Or her doing ads for everything. Oh, I got this knife and it peels and it,
Then he uses it.
Yeah, he's the one who, Well,
she did, actually.
She was going to, and then he got it away from her.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do our vote then, if you're ready.
Okay.
So, Truman Show, what are we doing on Truman Show? Oh, it gets the thumb up. I wasn't sure. I thought you enjoyed it. You didn't talk much, but I thought you enjoyed it. All right, well, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, he's already ready with his...
Goodbye now.
Bye.